Hello everybody, Jennifer Raybaud here, proud co-conspirator at loseyourexcusenow.com. I'm here this month to talk to you about things that you can do to kind of knock negativity down. And I'm going to give you one tip that I like to use. I started doing this about 4 years ago, and it really has made a big difference in my life, so I'd like to share it with all of you. I was taking stock of my life at the time, started to think of ways that I could get rid of some negativity that was circling around in my life that I didn't need, obviously. And I started to think about the way that I started my days. And every day I started my day, Monday through Friday, at the time, with my alarm clock going off and news talk radio going on. And I listened to news talk radio in my room and while I was getting ready for the day. And then I had it streaming live on my computer while I was working in my home office. And I figured out I was taking in 30 hours a week, Monday through Friday, about 6 a.m. to noon, of pretty much news stories and debates and arguments and, let's just say, not a lot of positive things for a lot of hours every week. And I decided that that probably wasn't good for me. You know what they say, the old adage is, garbage in, garbage out? Well, there you go. So I decided to stop listening to the news. And not only, I was never a TV person with the news. I know a lot of people are. I never was, though. I was definitely more a news talk radio girl. But I stopped. And I have to tell you guys, it was way harder than I ever thought possible. I really missed it. I forced myself instead to listen to some fun music, or obviously you could listen to motivational CDs or something, but I started just to listen to upbeat music that I dug. And I got myself out of the habit of starting my day with, quite frankly, a bunch of bad news that I could do nothing about in 99% of the cases. Now, I know that the news media likes to throw in an occasional feel-good story, especially to end it with, so we all end on a high note. But for all intent and purposes, most of the things we hear on the news we can do absolutely nothing about. And I always say this, if you have a heart to do something about what you see on the news, won't you have a better heart and more energy to give if you have a positive mindset and you don't let all the negativity get you down? You know, I wish there were things that I could do about what's happening in my own hometown of Detroit, or I wish there were things I could do in Washington, D.C., but quite honestly, there kind of isn't, not in most cases. And like I said, if you do want to lend a helping hand, having a more positive mind is only going to bring a better you to the table anyway. So I am tossing out there the challenge to consider how much news you take in. How much are you watching Fox, CNN, the local news? How much are you listening to on the radio? How much are you subjecting the passengers in your car to listening to it? And I really would suggest that you try, even for a day, to get rid of that and put something else in there. And one last thing before I go. People always ask me, how can you walk around with your head in the sand and not know anything? But you guys, I swear to you, I do not have a worse quality of life or a lower quality of life not knowing what's going on the other side of the world. And it's funny that I even remotely questioned it or felt guilty, because for goodness sakes, for the longest time, none of us knew what was going on the other side of the world for the most part. So let it go. See how addicted you are to it. Some of you might be a little more than you really should be or need to be. And try to knock that negativity now. You're only going to have a better quality of life ahead when you start to take stock of what you allow in on a daily basis. It's been a pleasure being with you again today. Have a good month of August.